Hi there, welcome back to the Python Master Crash Course for Beginners. Today we are going to talk about assignment operators, one of the most used and important tools in Python programming. They help us to assign values to variables, and we will see how we can use them to perform operations simultaneously. So let's dive right in. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables in Python. And the most basic assignment operator is the equal sign. However, there are many others that help us perform arithmetic operations while assigning values at the same time. So let's look at some examples. And this is more of the basic assignment that we have all worked with. For example, if we do have a variable called sum that assigns its value to 10, and on the other hand we do have a variable called total with a variable assigned to maybe 100. So basically the assignment operator is used to assign values to variables, as you can see. Now let's look at some combined assignment operators. So here are some of the most common assignment operators and how they do work. So on line 12, where we are having x assigned to 10, meaning that we are having a variable called x with a value of 10. Now on line 13, we are having x plus equal to 5. And it is the same as we having x. For example, when we say x, the fact that this is commented already. For example, when you have x is equal to x plus 5, it is the same case. X being assigned to x plus 5. It is always the same case. Now the fact that it's already declared, we do not have to have a repetition. And same applies to x minus equal to 3 is the same as x such that the value is x minus 3. So it cuts across through all these others, as you can see. So for us to try to see the result of, for example, let's say that we are printing, so apparently we do have the value of the sum variable as 10. So we can say sum plus equal to maybe 20, in a way that we are adding 20 to 10 such that we get the resultant value as 30. So I'm going to go ahead and print sum. So you can see that the output that we are getting is 30. So behind the scenes, for us to get the value as 30, the operator is working in a way that it first of all keeps the current value of the variable sum, and it goes ahead and adds the new value that we want to work with. So if we update it to this and try to rerun, still you can see that the output is 30. So a more practical example is a case whereby we wanted to calculate, for example, the total cost. Maybe we can say total cost in a shopping cart, or total cost of products, in a shopping cart. So for a shopping cart, we imagine that, for example, we wanted to purchase 3 items. And initially, the way this works is that the total cost, or the fact that we already have a variable called total, this is going to be total cost. Initially, the total cost is 0 because we haven't bought or purchased any product. And let's say that we have added like 3 items to the cart, such that all these items do have a particular price. For example, if we are buying a laptop of 600,000, and on the other hand, we do want to buy a mouse of 50,000, and as well as a keyboard of maybe 100,000. So with the simple mathematics, we know that you're going to go ahead and find the total costs by summing up, or by finding the summation of all these products, that is the laptop price, the mouse price, and the keyboard price. So basically, if you are just starting from scratch, the way you would find the total cost while working with the assignment operator is just going to be total cost such that we assign it to, so with the fact that we are adding, we work with the plus operator and we bring in the assignment operator such that we now pass in the current value for the laptop. And we can also just copy this up and update this to the mouse. And lastly, we pass in the value for the keyboard such that, having calculated all that, we go ahead and print a simple message that says that the total cost of your shopping cart is, so this can be UGX, and then we pass in the total cost variable. So this is a basic approach, and generally if we actually work with loops with time, we can see that we can do all this with a single loop, in a way that, for example, we are having a list of the products that have been added to the cart, such that we loop through all these products in a way that we are accessing the prices, that is, if the list is actually storing the prices, and we go ahead and update the total cost. So for now, let's try to see what the output of this is going to be. So you can see that the total cost of your cart is this much. I can try to leave some space here. So after EGX, you can leave some space, and on the other hand, I can try to add a comma separator within the values. So your shopping cart is this much. And also there would be cases whereby we are, like I said, for example, if we have a variable called prices such that the prices are laptop, for example, then the mouse, and then the keyboard. I'm actually passing in the values because we have defined the variables, but on the other hand, this could be something like 600,000 and then 50,000 and then 100,000, since it is a list. So I can still comment this as a list. Now, if we want to find the total sum, we could say for example, we can use price. We do a loop. So the for loop works in a way that we say for price, which is already user defined, in the prices, then we go ahead and pass in the semicolon, such that since we want to print the total cost, we are going to go ahead and say total cost such that it is plus or equal to the price, this user defined variable here. So this is going to be price, and having created that expression, we go ahead and print the result. So for that case, I'm now going to go ahead and first of all comment out line 33 so that we focus on the output of this for loop. Okay, so when you try to run the second approach, we can see that the price is 1.5. No, this is false. So for the second approach, let me just comment this by saying using a list, and also it's bring in the other sum. So what we can do is we can redeclare this total cost variable here for the second approach, such that initially the total cost is 0, and then I think that's all. So I'm going to rerun. So now this is what we are having. So with our second approach, where we are using a list, you have to ensure that you reset the total costs before iterating over the list items. And also, generally, if you're a beginner, the common format that we are used of a list is something like this, in a way that you are saying the values like 600, 50,000, and 100,000. It's all the same. But the fact that we already defined the prices of the laptop, I did not want to repeat myself for this case. So I'm just going to do a Ctrl-Z for now. And I think that's all. So that was a wrap on assignment operators. These operators are very powerful, and you can always experiment more on them with your own projects. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. See you again in the next session.